Sports. Welcome to the house at Rottney built. Leahy turned into legacy, Parsegan renovated, and Holtz restored. Notre Dame Stadium, the home of the Fighting Irish. There's nothing quite like a great rivalry matchup in college football. The bitterness, the intensity, the lifetime of memories that will come as a result of what we're about to see in this one. As we'll see the number 18 team in the country, the Navy midshipmen, taking on a squad hoping to prevent another L this week, the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. Glad to have you with us for EA Sports College Football. I'm Reese Davis, David Pollack and Jesse Palmer with me in the booth. Guys, we are ready to tee it up. Navy ready for kickoff as we get this game started. He'll bring it back from inside his 5. And the return man is stopped, and that'll leave it up to the offense on the next drive. So Notre Dame's return team certainly didn't do the offense any favors there. There are always butterflies to start a game, but when you have a rivalry like this, the adrenaline is pumping on overdrive, guys.
They aren't all the same. We say that, but we know differently. The blood is boiling, the temperature is hot. Jesse, you want this week more than most.
Yeah, David, we played in these games before. Everything just seems to be heightened, right? The game seems to be moving faster. The crowd noise feels louder. Your composure will be tested early in a game like this.
And this set of downs gets started from the 33, 1st and 10. Wide receiver now comes in motion. Give to the back. Fighting off the defender. And he goes out of bounds after a nice pickup on that one. 9-yard pickup on 1st down, and now they can take a shot on 2nd and short. Dropping back, it's Slater. Just too much mustard on that one. Can't miss the target that badly. We had a barn burner the last time these two teams played, and no reason to expect anything else between these two bitter rivals.
attention to detail, and I think the sense of urgency, David, in a game like this just goes way up.
And I think managing the emotions in these type of games, you know last year was a classic. Now you're trying to form this year's identity of this team and go out and get a win in a big-time rivalry game.
Getting some heat. And this sophomore able to wreak some havoc and get the sack.
A loss of 8 yards on the play. Second down coming up.
Second down now after the sack. He's looking to throw. Got his man on the right.
You know, sometimes when you're throwing against zone coverage, you need time for the routes to develop. So nice job by the quarterback there, being patient, allowing his receivers to work themselves open.
Here's the snap, looking to throw. Just tried to ease it out there, and it falls incomplete.
We're already in the first quarter, but already you get the feeling this could be a long day for this QB. He's already been sacked. He gets hit right there on the incomplete throw. They've got to find a way to do a better job up front of protecting this guy, or it's going to be difficult to put up points.
The midshipman offense makes its way onto the field for their first possession of the game. As we take a look at our impact players for this game, David, what do you look for to make an impact from your leaders?
Your leaders not only have to lead the football team, but they got to step up and make plays on the field, keep everybody calm. These guys typically do a really good job of it.
Yeah, David, and they also generally set the tone for their respective football teams. Regardless of which side of the ball they play on, the teammates look towards them to step up in big games like this.
You can barely hear yourself thinking here as they're trying to get this defense off to a good start. Quarterback moving. Zings it complete to the right. And they'll finally get him down after a terrific pickup.
Nice job by the receiver on the back end there, too. He sees his quarterback on the run moving, and he just works to get himself open to give his guy a place to throw the football. They're able to connect, and they keep the drive going.
Pressure coming. He looks that one in nicely. And he'll step across the sidelines after making a good gain on that one. Sometimes people say, if you're good enough, what's the big deal about going on the road? Well, if you're not careful, you might find out in a spot like this one, guys.
Yeah, no doubt about it. This is a hostile environment, and you know you're going to be getting the opponent's A game for this one. They've circled this one all offseason, so they better be ready to bring it today, David.
And the hardest thing to do in college football is to go on the road. Everything about it changes, and you want to shut this crowd up early. You don't want to give them belief, because if it starts to build throughout the game, look out.
Off the play fake on first down to throw. Quickly to the tight end. And he delivers the blow, and he's still running. And gang tackling on this dude is a good idea. They needed it, but he still got the first down. Here comes Navy back to the line after picking up the first down. They'll try the run. You'll take 4 yards on first down every time, 2nd and 6.
Nice run there on first down. You know this is a running back that gets better as the game goes on. So they're going to want to make sure they keep feeding him the football, let him get lathered up.
On the run, it's Reese. They get him down, but not before he picks up 5 down to the 17-yard line.
I think you run that play and suck it down knowing it's going to make third down easier. You're not trying to hit a home run. You don't need the big play right now. Now you know third down, everything's on the table, everything's available, high success rate.
This crowd knows they have to bring it in big moments, and one of those has arrived. On 3rd and short, trying to impose their will and move the chains. Brought to the ground, but not before getting enough for the first down.
This offense knew coming into this one, guys, how important it was to start early. And on this opening drive for them, they're doing a nice job running the football there on 3rd down. They're in a position on the field now. If you're on defense, you got to be ready for a shot throw into the end zone.
And they try to run inside, and there is nowhere to go.
Man, not much wiggle room for the ball carrier there.
I'm not really sure what they can do to try to create some space.
I know. Block that. How about the offensive lineman push some guy backwards and make some holes?
They've been running it, but now the pass. He caught it. They'll mark him down at the 2. The excellent execution on that throw and catch.
I like the decision by the quarterback here. Just get the ball out of your hands, get it to your playmaker. A lot of times he'll dance and make even bigger plays than he did here, but it was still a positive game.
Looking to move the chains. They throw it complete to the left. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Navy! And the extra point is good, and it's 7-0. Lining up to cover the kick after that touchdown drive.
That makes the score Navy 7, Notre Dame 0.
Here he comes from inside his own 5. And good work by the coverage team to knock down the return man. Notre Dame has the ball and ready to get moving. They just didn't quite find the rhythm on that last drive, Jesse. They had to punt it.
I think they got to be more physical, David. I think up front they got to do a better job getting blocks and establishing this running game.
And how easy does football become if you're the more physical team? If you can threaten the run and then run play action, it opens up the whole offense at your disposal.
Really good job making a play, getting it out to the 24 and moving those chains. Looking for a productive play on first down. He's going to pass. It falls incomplete, and will change into the field to get things started back up. At the end of the quarter, Navy has the lead. We put one in the books. Let's have a look at our game summary. Heading in the opposite directions now as we crank it up in the second. Couldn't make the connection last time. Let's see if they throw it again. To the air, it's Slater. They've got the screen set up. Fights off the defender.
And this offense, I think, will do a good job in this game divvying up the football and distributing it to different guys in the passing game. It won't just be receivers. It's not going to be tight ends. This running back, he's a weapon, too, after he catches it. You saw it right there.
Excellent coverage and good use of the hands to knock it away. The Irish send out the punt unit. This will be the second time they've had to kick it away. Tries to find a little more running room on that return, but he'll be stopped at the 36. And here comes the Navy offense. Boy, David, they would love to stack another touchdown on top of that last drive.
And this offense did such a good job on the last drive. Everything in rhythm, moved the ball down the field, didn't make those mistakes, Jesse, and they need to do it again on this one.
Yeah, you're right. They had the defense on their heels. You wonder what sort of communication was going on that sideline. What sort of changes were they able to make, because they got to stop the bleeding right now.
Really good concept there to get things going and use the tight end early.
Yeah, I mean, just such a great job on first down, setting up an easier second down. Understanding I don't always have to push the ball down the field, but see the tight end, make the throw. No, it's not a big gain, but makes life really easy on me on second down.
On second down, he's looking downfield. And he really needed to hold on to that one, but it was knocked loose, and third down is coming. That last incomplete pass has him staring at a 3rd and 3. They'll try to get the first through the air. They're bringing heat. Outside the pocket, lets it go. Complete downfield. Makes that one pay off, and they finally get him down at the 38. It'll be first down. And now a fresh set of downs for this offense. He's looking to throw it. And it's incomplete. If you're going to take a hit like that, you might as well hang on to the ball. After the misfire, it's second down. Out of the shotgun, they go to the ground.
Now, that's what you're trying to do as a defense. Limit those damages when they run the football. Get them on the ground, short gains to set your defense for positive situations down the road.
Better find the earplugs. Here comes the noise, backing this defense on third down. And he was drilled just as he released the pass. It's incomplete.
3rd and long situation. They try to go screen. I think they were hoping it was going to be a big zone and they could get those offensive linemen down the field, but the defense sniffed it out, forcing the incompletion. Here
come the Irish back on offense. They hope to be able to cash in on this drive, David, after having to punt it last time.
Yeah, and I think this offense needs to start it with the first play. You need to be successful and productive on that first play, and it gets you in less predictable situations.
No doubt, too. And don't you just feel like there's a little bit more sense of urgency on this drive? It just feels like they've got to be able to put some points up on the board here.
From the gun, the running back has it. That play just never had a chance. They knock him down for a loss of 5.
How about the defender being a heat-seeking missile? He was on radar lock. He found the football and flew down with some bad intentions.
Trying to make magic with his feet. Short gain on the play before he slides. Timeout called by the defense. It's their first of the half as they'll make some adjustments. 4th down, and the punt team sends it the other way. Makes a move. Really explosive when he gets his hands on the ball, and he found a couple of crevices and made a nice game before being run out of bounds. And the midshipman offense making its way back onto the field. They had to punt it away on their last possession, but man, what great field position this time.
I mean, this is awesome. Like, last possession didn't go great. Now you're set up in an opportunity to get some points. Start thinking about what plays I like, Jesse, as I cross the football.
There are a lot of offensive coordinators out there, David, and in this position, they like to take a shot right away and try and capitalize on this field position.
Pulls and fires it complete to the right. Knocked down at the 24-yard line, but it's a big gain. 15 yards on the play, and this offense is in business. Inside the 25, they'll snap it from the 24. First down. Safe completion on the screen. They make the stop, but a good pickup there on first down.
I'll tell you what, if you want to be overzealous and you want to be a blitzer all the time, I like running the screen right behind him. Did a great job throwing the screen. Almost broke this one for a long game, but it just keeps the defense a little bit more honest if you want to start bringing a lot of pressure.
Navy lifts anchor in the red zone. Give to the running back. He is tackled, but it'll be a fresh set of downs.
You don't always have to run the sexy plays, right? It doesn't have to always be up-tempo and fast and spread and doing all this stuff. Sometimes you just lower your shoulder. Sometimes you just run powerfully. You get the first down, and that's all that matters.
Navy is clicking on all cylinders right now. Wants to throw on first down off the play fake. Got out of trouble, got rid of it. Can't make the grab. Quarterback just missed him a little bit. Second down here, and maybe they've got time to get one more snap off before the 2-minute warning. It's the 2-minute warning, and we'll see if the offense can tack a little something extra on their lead before the break. Slips through his hands and incomplete, and they had everything set up for the screen except the catch. Trying to move the sticks on third down through the air. Pulls it in the end zone. Touchdown, midshipman.
Really nice job by awareness, too, from that guy. He's working the back line of the end zone. It's so easy to step out of bounds there, but he knew where it was, and when he made the catch, he made sure just to get one toe down to secure the TD.
And let's check in with Kevin Connors in the studio. Kevin?
Hey, guys, let's take a look at what's happening in a great top 25 matchup. TCU is ahead right now, but it's not like they have LaDainian Tomlinson out there. This group needs to keep building on this lead. They're up by 4 over Boise State. We'll circle back if anything big happens in this college football matchup.
And how about that one? Kevin will be keeping an eye on everything going on elsewhere. Offense getting set for first down. Use the play fake, now to throw. Unloads to the wideout. Catch in the middle, it's Lawrence. And he was loose and in the open field and on his way. A tremendous pickup on that one. Wants to throw on first down. Got a man in the middle. And more yards after contact. Touchdown, Irish! And once he found open space, the band might as well start playing.
If I'm a play caller nowadays, man, I want more guys like this. Just versatility. You can see he can catch it out of the backfield like a wide receiver, or he can run it. Nice job catching the football with his hands, using his speed to do the rest and get into the end zone.
He'll bring it out from inside his own 10. He's able to work his way across the 25 to the 26 before going out of bounds. And Navy will go back on the attack. Jesse looking to take it down the field for back-to-back touchdowns.
I think it's really important for them moving forward, too, to have a lot of balance, right? You want to be able to keep this defense guessing, Pollock.
Yeah, and you got me searching for answers after that last drive. You stack another drive on top of this, their defense's heads are going to be spinning all over the place.
This offense has a second down play. Flushed out of the pocket. On the move, he fires. A beautifully placed ball to the outside and the toe drag for the big pickup.
And it's so hard to be on the run and make an accurate throw. It's just very tough. Very few people can do it. Again, we see the freaks and we see the highlights all the time, but that's a tough thing to do. He made it look pretty easy.
At the 35, he's open. He's run out of bounds, but a big play on that one, and it'll be a first down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Quarterback changing the plays at the line. Going up top on first down. And this will be incomplete. A big hit there forces second down.
Well, that looked like it was going to be a completion, but how about the defender making the hit and forcing the incompletion?
On second down, he'll fire. Gonna let it fly. And the incomplete pass taking a shot on second down, and they'll be left with a third down.
I know it was incomplete, but I'm okay with it. If I'm the offensive coordinator, I'm going to keep taking shots down the field. I'm going to make him honor that deep ball. I'll hit some of those before the game's over.
This drive was clicking along, but after a couple of misfires, threatening to stall out on 3rd and 10.
And 3rd and long, everybody is pinning their ears back and coming after the quarterback. You try to throw screens behind those. Sometimes they're very successful, but this time, defense played it great, and the play went nowhere.
And it's no good. And the margin remains at 7 after the miss. Notre Dame has the ball and ready to get moving. And David, how they would love to stick it in the end zone one more time after that last drive.
And once you get the defense on their heels and you back them off a little bit, you get in a little bit of rhythm, it's really hard to stop Jesse, and they're going to try to do it again right here.
And if you're this play caller, you're loving what's happening right now because everything you dialed up on that last drive ended up working out. You're just looking at your play sheet. Everything you're picking is working. Let's see if they can pull it off again here.
After the incompletion, it's second down. Looking for a man. It's Slater. Quickly complete. They make the stop right there. Good pickup, but still short of the first down. A timeout is called as this offense tries to find a way to get more points on the board before the half. Wants to throw on 3rd down. The throw. Fires the pass. Intercepted. Not much of a chance on the return, but they'll have the ball at the 33.
QBs have to understand, when I'm throwing against zones, I got to manipulate guys with my eyes. I might have to look one direction to create an opening to throw that ball or zip that ball in. I got to use touch. It's really hard when all eyes are on me, and you could tell the quarterback was not ready and did not make a good throw.
First half in the books. Time now to join Kevin Connors in our halftime update.
Thanks so much, guys, and I need not tell you, rivalry games always bring out a ton of emotion, and no surprise, we saw just that in the first half today. And it's been said, football is a game of inches, and guess what? Based on the comparison between third down conversion rate today and the average yard per play, how can you argue that? I mean, the low-lying fruit is to look at some of the explosive plays we've seen and panic. But really, this game is going to come down to which team is more efficient when they have the ball and how they play when it matters most. That said, let's get back to the field and our guys in the booth to see who comes out on top of this rivalry contest.
Got things teed up and just about ready to go here in the second half. And as the ball makes its way into the end zone, it'll be a touchback. They'll bring it out to the 25. And here comes the Navy offense. They got plenty done through the air in the first half, and we'll see if they even need to look for balance as we start the third quarter.
Well, and I think defensively, you understand, like the running game isn't a big part of the plan. I wonder how they adjust and play more coverage to this pass-happy offense.
Yeah, so you're going to have to be ready if you're a quarterback then. You're probably going to see some different coverages. You might see a little bit more blitz in the second half as well, so you have to know where your answers are.
Pretty good job of running to get two there to the 32.
You know, as a defense, you kind of want to force the give on the RPO. You want them to run the football, and you can tell maybe the quarterback wishes he pulled this. Small gain, but some information you gathered maybe for the next time you get to run an RPO.
They'll throw it to the back on the screen. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that.
Great job on defense.
Brings up.
On third down, they're trying to dial up the screen, see if they can get these pass rushers way up the field, but no can do. They get a tackle for loss on the play, now setting up fourth.
And the coverage team able to wrestle him down. Here come the Irish back on offense. After that last pick, David, they really need to take care of the ball this time.
No doubt. And Palmer, I want to know what Spurrier said to you on the sideline after a pick.
Do that again, and you'll be right here beside me for the rest of the game. You got to go out. You got to call your plays, and I hope this coaching staff isn't going to be afraid to throw it this drive.
Looking to throw, it's Slater. Fires to the wideout. Those two failed to make the connection. It's an incomplete pass. Third down conversion's always a huge stat, and they've got a third and long from the 27. From the gun, wants to pass. Throwing right. And they won't make the connection, going for the big play. Notre Dame lining up to punt it away. Fourth time tonight we've seen this guy come on to punt. He'll field the punt and see what he can get. The solid return there offsets some of the punt yardage and really sets up this offense nicely. And the midshipman offense making its way back onto the field. The last time we saw this offense, we had to look quick. It was a 3 and out, Jesse.
They just had no rhythm in that last drive. So someone's going to have to step up and make a play, David, and get this thing going.
Yeah, let's find some juice. Find your guy. Find those plays that you know you can run inside out, forward, backwards. Get some first downs. Get some positive momentum.
That pass is incomplete, and they might be fortunate it wasn't knocked free for a fumble. It'll be third down.
And finally, the defense is able to get some pressure on this quarterback. They had been trying all game long different ways to affect him. Weren't able to get there. But on that play, because of the pressure, it affected his accuracy, and that's why the ball falls in.
On third and long, trying to have a big completion here. And the incomplete pass will bring up fourth down. Navy will have to punt it away.
And how loud is it in this building? This is crazy. These fans are going absolutely nuts. And I used to love when the fans got involved, and I'm on defense because it messes with the snap count. It messes with the communication, and it can really rattle an offense.
Notre Dame has the ball and ready to get moving. Last time, David, it was 1-2-3 kick.
The last drive, that 3 and out.
And that ball's on the ground behind the line. Defense coming up with a huge fumble recovery. And they'll get him down after a solid return.
Man, and it was just the impact of the hit that dislodged the football from the ball carrier. There was a heat-seeking missile coming in there, and he knocked that thing loose.
They get him stopped at the 26, but not before he picks up 5 yards.
I know the passing game sells and the passing game is exciting, but it's not exciting to get 5 or 6 yards of pop on the ground, but it will be very successful.
Halfway there on first down, it's 2nd and 5. He'll keep it himself. He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple.
All right, if you're a quarterback in that situation, you know there's nowhere to go, so just
Cut your losses.
right, absolutely slide. Don't take the extra punishment. You just give up on the play.
It's complete on the right side. He gets it all the way down to the 5-yard line. A terrific catch and run before he stopped.
And the defense has to be kicking themselves for allowing a first down there. You're just maybe going to give them a few yards and let them set up for a field goal. Instead, you let them move the chains, and now they're knocking on your door, 1st and goal.
Navy will have it with a 1st and goal. He'll set up to throw. Feeling some heat. And the pressure was too much. They get him at the 15.
Well, that's a great job getting the sack on the blitz there. And one thing Notre Dame has always seemed to pride themselves on defensively is hard-nosed, tough football, especially in the front 7. And linebackers that can play downhill and not just make plays in the running game, but get in the backfield and blitz the quarterback. And you saw all of that from him right there.
It's still 3rd and goal. The offense will have to use its first timeout of the... Now we'll hang on here. The coach has called a timeout. He wants the officials to take another look. Thinks he's got a good shot at getting this one overturned. He spun that wheel of fortune by challenging the call, and it does not go his way, and he loses the timeout. You can't hear yourself think on 3rd and goal. Looking to throw, and he needs a chunk play. Can't make the connection on 3rd down thanks to that tough, hard-nosed pass defense, and now it's 4th down. And they'll send out the field goal unit. Never a doubt. Right down the middle. And that lead grows even bigger. We check in with Kevin Connors. What's going on, Kevin?
Boys, if it's happening in college football, we've got eyes on it. Check this out. South Alabama is getting cooked right now at home, and it's all over above the Pride. A lopsided affair with miscues and missed tackles. They're trailing by 14 to Georgia State. For now, it's back to you fellas, but of course, if anything changes, we'll see it right here.
Thanks for the update on that one, Kevin. Let us know when it goes final. Nice pitch and catch there, and they'll have enough for the 1st down. New set of downs after that completion. Power football with the run. At the 35, he's loose. Gets it to the 46-yard line. 1st down for this offense. Notre Dame lines up quickly.
Yeah, I tell you what, I'm always keeping track as a defensive coordinator of where they're running the football. You can see they ran it to the right. Do they like this matchup? Is the right side of their offensive line really good? I'm going to be paying attention to that because that's a big gain. I got to make sure I shut this down the next time they run it.
Well, this is a defense that we know takes tons of pride stopping the run. That's where it all starts and ends with them, and you saw a great effort on that last play.
Nice, solid form tackle from this sophomore. 4 punts already, and they've got to convert here to avoid a 5th. To the air, it's Slater. Let's it fly. Tremendous awareness along the sideline and the ability to get the foot down for the big pickup.
Well, look, that wasn't a touchdown, but that was a massive play for this offense. They needed some momentum. They needed to find a rhythm, and what better way than converting on third down. Awesome job by the quarterback getting to his position.
As they get set to snap it, just about to reach the end of the quarter. Off play action. Pocket starts to collapse. Time running out, and he goes down at the 34.
Third down coming up.
At the end of the quarter, Navy has the lead. And as we switch ends of the field, let's take a quick look at the national rankings. One quarter to go, and might we have the makings of a classic fourth quarter finish. Now facing a third down as they come back to the line after the break. From the gun, wants to pass. He lets it fly. And it slips through his fingers, incomplete. That would have been a huge gain if he could have squeezed it. So here we are on fourth down, and this field goal kicker is going to face all the pressure in the world. It's good. Easy call for the ref.
How nice is it as a head coach to have a kicker like this? It makes these decisions on fourth down so much easier. Just strut him out there and let him stroke it through the uprights.
Gets it out to the 20, about 5 yards short of where he'd be if he had just taken a knee in the end zone. And Navy will go back on the attack. And now that cushion is a little bit smaller, Jesse, and any mistake will get magnified.
Yeah, a little bit of pressure now on this offense too, David. I think they got to go back to their playmakers and get these guys going in the game.
No doubt. Find those plays you know you can run them in your sleep. You make sure you execute. Build this lead a little bit bigger and put this thing away in the fourth quarter.
Well, they're trying to set up the screen pass to the running back, just nowhere to go after he caught the football. The defense completely swarmed around him, and that's a loss.
Dances away to buy time. Nothing doing downfield. He'll cut his losses and throw it away. It'll be third down.
Get the quarterback off the spot. Make him flush from the pocket. Put a good hit on him. Check, check, check. You want to do everything you can to make the QB uncomfortable. The defense did all three of those on this play and finished it off with a nice lick, nice physical play on the quarterback.
He's right on target. And he's not going to make it. The defense denying him the first down. On fourth down, they'll try to throw it. The completion well past the sticks. Finally run out of bounds, but he has this offense rolling with a first down. Fresh set of downs after the completion. He'll come out throwing on first down. Fires to the tight end. Oh, it's a fumble. Oh, looks as if the defense got it. And he's brought down, and this defense gets the ball back for its own. They'll operate out a split back.
Dude, you're in such a great position. You got the lead. Clock's winding down. I got to put some drives together. The last thing I can do is give the ball back to the other team. Horrible fumble. Big-time costly mistake.
And he is swarmed under a host of defenders there to make the stop. Picked up 2 yards on that last one. They need 8 on second down. Trying play action. Coming after it. And they're on him in a heartbeat, and down he goes.
And those outside linebackers nowadays, they're so fast. They got to cover ground. You can blitz them off the edge, and they can get after quarterbacks. Versatile. That's why they're getting drafted so high in the NFL and getting paid up.
And he feels the heat coming, and it burns him up. Another sack. The Irish send out the punt unit. 3 and out, and not much choice but to get rid of the ball. Another punt on the way. Got to make sure those hammies and glutes all activated. Don't want any muscle pulls from overuse. They'll put that return to a stop at the 33, but the offense set up in pretty good field position. And Navy will go back on the attack. This time, they need to take care of the ball and maybe extend this lead, David.
And I think you got to look at the positive, Reese. You still got the lead. Now take care of the football. Put a nice drive together, Jesse. You don't have to stress. We're still winning.
I feel like they think that player for player, they're the better unit on the field right now. They just got to make more plays.
Late in football games, I have a plan. I want to run the football. I want to put my quarterback in great situations if I do throw it. Low risk, keep that clock moving, get a few first downs. And if I get a few first downs with that clock moving, I get the W and get out of here.
They'll get it to the 48. No need to measure. It's a first down.
And listen, the offensive line has to do their job, but a really good job by the running back, understanding where his hole is. Go hit it, get the first down, don't mess around. Nice job following his hole, getting positive yards.
The give as they work on that clock. And they try the middle of this stout defense, and they rise to the challenge.
And just a great job on the defense being stout, right? That's your job. Be stout up front, stuff in the run play, make them get in more passing situations, but do not let them run the football. That's 101. Stop the run first.
That pass is incomplete, and they're probably fortunate that it wasn't knocked free for a fumble. Big third down as the crowd gets behind this defense. From the gun, wants to pass. Caught. And oh, he was off to the races after the catch, and they finally drag him down.
And they did everything right in this 4-minute type situation, trying to bleed the clock. First you get the completion, then you get the first down, and you stay in bounds. You could not execute that play any better.
First down here with time for maybe one more play until the 2-minute warning. And he's able to find a little bit of running room before they get him down. We've reached the 2-minute warning in this offense, trying to milk this clock and keep time on their side. Now on second down, and we'll probably see another run, and that might do it if they can get a first down. The give from the gun. That's what you expect from a senior. Don't give them any extra yards. Great tackle there. Defense uses a timeout quickly, trying to get that ball back and preserve time for their offense. This third down play might be the last chance for this defense to stay in the game. Looking to throw for it. He got a hand in there, knocks it away, incomplete. They have the lead in a one-possession game, but they're thinking deliver the knockout blow, but this carries big-time risk on fourth down. Try to get it on the ground. And he's brought to the ground, but not before he gets enough for the first down.
How about that? Fourth down, I'm going for it because I'm ending this game with my offense on the field, getting the first down, and now Palmer just watching it go tick, tick, tick.
Yep. Listen, it's just imposing your will, right? You know you're running it. The opponent knows you're running it there on fourth down. There's just nothing they can do to stop it.
These situations are preached so much in college football. Finishing a game strong, understanding circumstances. They are running the football right at you, trying to keep that clock moving, get a few first downs, and get a W.
From the gun, running back gets the give. Gets it all the way down to the 2-yard line. He was fighting for that end zone.
That's got to be demoralizing if you're the defense. You're trailing. You need to get the ball back. You got to get off the field, but you can't stop the run when they're going between the tackles. This defense is going to have to get a lot more physical, especially in the middle.
Slams ahead. And he takes it to the house. Touchdown, Navy! That score will give them a little more room to operate here in the fourth quarter as they go for their 6th straight win.
And, you know, late in the games, offenses sometimes get conservative when they got the lead and they got the ball. I love this offense. They were aggressive. They got another score added to the lead. Now you're trying to salt this game away.
Let's go to the studio now and check in with Kevin Connors. Kevin, what do you got?
Gentlemen, let's take a look at what's happening in this exciting college football game. Kansas is in front. They've led for most of the way. However, Big J isn't exactly putting this one in the win column just yet. They're up by a field goal over LSU. Just another week of college football where we've come to expect the unexpected. Fellas?
Oh, and how about that? I know Kevin and those guys will be keeping an eye on it for us. This quarterback desperately wants to make a chunk play, but they're going to be deepest to deepest, widest to widest. He's got to be patient.
No doubt. Situational football is probably one of the most underrated, untalked about things, like understanding the situation. I have the lead. They have to take shots down the...
And he is snowed under, sacked at the 7. IndyCar tempo as they head to the line for this third down play. Clock running. Back to throw, it's Slater. He's taking the deep shot. Fires and picked off. Taking it the other way. He's at the 10. And he's going to take it all the way back. Touchdown, midshipman. That lead a little more comfortable now as they close in on extending this winning streak. The DB saw it. He thought, don't drop it, don't drop it. Then thought, don't get caught, don't get caught. And he didn't. The pick 6.
Hey, these guys can play offense, too. Now, look at this. I showed you I can be a wide receiver. Coach might split him out at wide receiver next week after making that big play. But defense, great job making the interception. And you're right, doing something with it. Don't just slide down. Don't be content. Take that thing all the way back, brother.
On the run from inside his own 5. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. Here come the Irish back on offense. Not a lot to feel great about in this one, Jesse, but I'm sure they'll try to seek out some positives.
Well, this might be an opportunity, too, Reese, to go back when they watch this game and just find the plays and the schemes that were working. There weren't a lot, obviously, David, but maybe an opportunity for the coaching staff to condense the playbook a little bit.
I was going to say, there's not a lot of good to go back to. That'd be a quick film session because there was more negatives than positives. But when you...
Oh, look out! And they are pushing the ball down the field. A big pickup on that one, and the tackle is finally made. He'll spike the ball to try to save every precious second he can.
It's second down.
Let's see what they've got on second down. He's looking to throw. Fires deep toward the end zone. And he's got it! Touchdown, Notre Dame!
And a nice touchdown, continuing to fight, continuing to play. This one, it's pretty much over. Down multiple possessions this late in the football game. It would take a miracle, but nice job by this offense.